Are you traumatized by the painful memories of your past? Do they sneak up on you when you least expect it? Do you walk into a room of your house and immediately, have you ever walked into a room of your house and been immediately overtaken by a painful, hurtful memory from your past? Sometimes you'll find yourself unable to believe how you got to such a painful place in your life, in your heart, and in your spirit. Once upon a time, you felt that you held this person's heart, and now you realize you never had it to begin with. Once upon a time, you thought somebody held you special, and now you realize it was just a game and you got played. Sometimes are easier than others to deal with the painful memories of your past. A lot of times I'm fine until I'm not. I find myself personally taking a hands-off approach, purposely avoiding certain activities so that I can avoid the memories that are associated with them. I try very hard to avoid the domino effect. Being triggered, thinking about something sad that happened in my past, and then getting completely sad and depressed behind the memory. I have learned to try to protect myself by not engaging in certain activities, not going in certain environments, not picking up certain objects, and etc. I'm going into 4 years post-divorce, and I still have not fixed the bathroom door that the narcissist has kicked in. It's very painful to think about. It's very painful to try to process. It's very painful to even deal with and look at. It's really hard to explain, and I know it can be hard for someone from the outside looking in to understand that. A lot of times with depression, it's really hard to find the energy and the capacity to deal with the hard things. Not only is there trauma and pain associated with my spouse, ex-spouse, kicking the door in on me in the bathroom, there's also a shame aspect. If I have someone to come out to my house to fix this door, that's the shame associated with it. It's just like someone will know my secret. Someone will know the secret that I've been holding in for years. Not only is it going through that trauma for 14 years of my life, there's the aftershocks and the after effects. It's almost like having to go through it again, reprocess it again after the fact. I remember talking to my doctor about crying every morning or crying in the wee hours of the night, because when I got up to use the restroom, I had to pass into the door that the narcissist kicked in. The door that wouldn't close. The door that wouldn't shut properly. There wasn't a morning that went by that I didn't see the damaged door frame, the extensive damage that the narcissist did to my home. And as the doctor was giving me my prescription for the antidepressants, she told me, "You are not going to feel better. You are not going to get better until you leave the home. The home holds the memories, and you will always be triggered by those memories as long as you're there." I heard what she said, and that's cute and all. I do have a mortgage, and I wasn't planning on leaving. I was planning to pay my house off in full and wait till my actual kingdom spouse arrives. God is still writing my love story. I'm going into my 4th year post-divorce, and I have a shed out in my backyard. And that shed is stocked full of memories of my 14-year marriage to a covert narcissist. The narcissist has purposely left some of his belongings in the shed because they always want to have that anchor in your soul. They always want to have a way to get back in. They always want to have something to hold over you for leverage. I haven't been able to go inside of that shed in my backyard since the divorce. There's lots of items in there that remind me of the marriage. I still have clothes that my newborn son wore. I still have items that were used to decorate my first apartment with the narcissist. The narcissist still have some of his equipment that he used for lawn service and things like that. And I just can't find it within myself to go in that shed and clean it out. It's just too much energy, too much negative energy, and too many negative memories and emotions. And I actually just don't have it in me to go in there. For the longest time after the narcissist left after our divorce, I couldn't go into the man cave. It was absolutely depressing. And I always just stopped at the door and just threw things into the room. I just couldn't bear to go inside. Things started to pile up on the floor, pile up around the door, and I just didn't have the mental capacity to go into that room, to clean it up and make it my own. It took me a few years to go into that room and turn it from a man cave to a woman cave, to turn it from a sports room to my craft room. It took a lot of energy, a lot of tears, a lot of starting and stopping, a lot of procrastination. But eventually I was able to turn the room around. This is what depression and complex PTSD looks like. It's not pretty, but there are brighter days ahead. And I still have my moments. I still have my spats where sometimes I go through that process all over again. I stop at the door and I just chunk things into the room because I can't bear to go in. So many painful memories of being cussed out in that room, being subjected to violence in that room, being ignored in that room. The man cave was a place that the narcissist would sleep to avoid coming to the marital bed. So there's lots of pain associated with that room. This is known as avoidance. It's something that you try to do to protect yourself, protect your feelings, protect your energy, and protect your emotions. If you know anything about trauma, PTSD, anxiety, and depression, you go through something called avoidance, repression, where you try to push things deep down so that you won't have to think about them, you won't have to deal with them. And this is just part of it. The avoidance of a sad thought or a sad memory. But the truth of the matter is, you can't really avoid it. Even though surface level you try your best to do so, deep down inside, there is no avoidance. I also did lots of things that I knew how to do to stop thinking about certain things. I know how to get rid of my triggers. I don't have any of my photos from my wedding, any photos of me and a narcissist before we got married and we were dating. I've gone through all of my belongings and tore up all those pictures. I've destroyed them and I've gotten rid of them. This is something that I felt I needed to do to protect myself. This is something that I felt like I needed to do to destroy any hope that this was a real situation and this was one for me to go back to. Once I realized that it was fake and false and the narcissist married me under false pretenses, I destroyed any type of photos, memory books that I had made, picture albums. Everything was completely destroyed. Once I'd done that, I felt a great weight had lifted off of me. I actually felt better, and I had no remorse about destroying those photos. Your healing journey is going to be individual. It's going to be unique to you. What worked for me may not work for you. We all have our process. For me, I had to do something to help me get rid of memories, because memories are something that I tend to hold on to, I tend to cherish, and I tend to nurture. And so if they're bad memories, then I have to do what I need to do in order to let them go. I want to forget those things which are behind me and press toward those things which are in my future. I wanted to get rid of all the things that so easily beset me. It's really hard to look back over and feel like you love somebody that didn't love you back. You poured so much of yourself into a person that never poured anything back into you. And what you have to do is realize that all the things that you gave out are now the things that you need to put back into yourself. All of the hard work, energy, and sacrifice that you put into trying to save a marriage that was doomed from the very beginning are the same elements that you need to pour back into yourself so that you can heal and truly be ready for what the Lord has for you. You do have to take a hands-off approach when it comes to the pain of your past. Take your hands off the memories. Take your hands off the memorabilia. Take your hands off the narcissist. You have to release them and you have to let them go. And you have to release yourself of the pain associated with them. Take your hands off the memories and remember that God is with you. Take your hands off the pain of your past and remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Take your hands off the memories of the narcissist and remember the good things that God has given you. Remember the goodness of God. Sometimes your memories with the narcissist are you holding on, holding out for hope. And you have to let that hope die. You can't continue to hope in something that's not real. Take a hands-off approach when it comes to the narcissist and the memories associated with the narcissist. And hold to the Lord's hand. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Sometimes your memories of the narcissist are tied to the false hope and the future faking that they had you engaged in. You think about all the promises that they made to you that didn't come true. You think about all of the what if scenarios. What if you were still with them? What if they treated you right? How would your life be if that were the case? But the truth and the reality of the matter is, it wasn't meant. It wasn't meant for your empathic soul to be with a heart so cold. It wasn't meant for your empathic nature to be with such a dark soul. Light and dark should not be together. You had to part ways. Think of your memories as a reminder of how caring and loving of a person that you actually are. You have a heart to grieve and a heart to remember. The narcissist doesn't. Your memories is your heart and your soul grieving for itself. Instead of rehearsing the pain, you have to learn how to heal the pain and get past it. Sometimes the dull ache will still be there, but you have to be strong enough to keep stepping forward. Learn to replace those hurtful memories with positive memories that you create for yourself. Instead of continuing to remember someone who never cared about you and remember all of the fake situations that you went through with that person, concentrate on cultivating new memories with people that actually do care about you. Go where you actually are celebrated. Love on those people who actually love you. Laugh with the people who want to see you smile. Joke with the people who are willing to be silly with you. Do what you can to make yourself laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. Practice releasing your memories so that you can release your soul from your painful past.